Forget what you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. At Odds will enhance your worldview, strengthen your logical weaknesses, and brighten your teeth. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle, across Liberty Ocean, and over the Enlightenment Desert. When your journey is over, you're safe at home, they promise you will be stronger, smarter, and, well, just plain better. And when you go out into the world, men will pat you on the back, women will weep at your wisdom, and children will adore you. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
As well prepared as we are, it seems like we're never prepared for anything.
You know what's odd is that one actually said Bush quote. So we had some issues there.
Well, no, I don't think it was wrong. It was not George Bush.
Yeah.
Right?
Neither one
Grow
of them.
up, Brian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. Welcome to At Odds. I'm Nate. That's Brian over there.
Hi.
We got Reagan also here.
On my shoulder.
And Charlie, of course.
I want to say today is Thursday, May 29th, 2014. We're in the back room of the Acute Concussion Bar and Studio in what country, Nate?
Mozambique.
Mozambique.
And there's nothing cute about concussions.
Nothing cute.
I really don't appreciate that joke. It's a serious issue that we need to handle together as
it should go
a
to
collective.
Top men should be on this. The top should go right up to the highest level of government.
Putin?
Well, yeah. We want our overlord.
Oh, not that high.
Not
that.
Not bring it down a little bit.
Because he would just, concussions would be afraid to happen.
Of him. You will stop the concussions.
So,
wait, before we get into that, I want to wish a happy birthday to my sister, Janelle. Happy birthday, Nellie.
Happy birthday.
She's really old today. I'm sure she's feeling old today. I don't know.
Well, she is now.
Sometimes she listens, sometimes she doesn't, and I'm going to tell her not to listen to the show today.
Oh, she doesn't listen live because we are live.
Sometimes she does.
Thursdays at 8 p.m. But you know what? We haven't been live for a while.
Ah, yes.
Not my fault.
No, it's my fault.
I've been down here trying to do shows, but the guy that works all of the magic to make the show come together and function,
he wasn't here.
Yeah. And so I didn't know. I did.
I got out on good behavior.
Did you?
I got out early.
That's good.
So I worked out.
I
worked out some good points, and I got out. Sometimes we have day jobs that get in the way.
At night? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, some
8 p.m. That's not day shift.
Some of us travel.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Some of us do, and others of us
we have to
travel.
Stay one step ahead of the law.
That's right. How was Mexico?
We go from town to town. It was warm.
All right, so let's get into it because we have a lot of stuff because we've been saving this up for like 3 weeks now.
So some of it's very dated, you know.
Some of it's 3 weeks old.
Lincoln was assassinated. Did you know that?
Disregard.
When did that happen?
Most of what you hear on today's show because it is going to be outdated. But just today,
no way,
our president, and this is his word and what he said, used his convening power, his power to convene, because he is the most powerful man in
the free
world.
Yeah.
He used his power to convene to work on a very, very important topic, concussions, and
in high school football.
By extension, concussions in sports, of course.
Yeah.
So do you think, Brian, that the federal government...
I just noticed that convening has the word con in it.
That's probably what he meant. I use my powers of con, which is exactly what it is, by the way, because do you think if there wasn't a way to eliminate concussions from the world, somebody other than Obama would have thought of it already?
You'd think so.
I would think so, but they met today, And he had some important things. And I want you to listen close to this. I'm going to play a clip of his speech that he gave to these concussion experts and coaches.
Can we interject our comments during it or after it? We'll play it by ear.
Try to hold it until after, but it's not going to happen.
No,
so
it's not.
during is fine.
This is what he said.
You have permission.
Before the awareness was out there, when I was young and played football briefly, there were a couple times.
Wait. Okay, I tried to wait.
Or
Yeah, that was your point.
Yeah.
Did they have football in Indonesia when he was young?
It was called soccer here.
Oh, okay. Is that what he meant?
I think he did.
Because I think there's a higher incident rate of concussions in soccer than in football, which I don't believe.
You know why that is?
When I heard him say
Helmets. Or lack
probably.
of. Yeah.
When I heard him say, when I played football briefly, I thought, water boy is what I thought.
Well, if you saw him throw out first pitches at baseball games, he's not an athlete.
What the hell position would he have played in football?
I don't know.
I mean,
Tackling dummy.
okay, I was tiny and I played football, so maybe he did play football.
He's 6'2"
I just don't
or something. I mean,
see
it's not,
him doing anything athletic.
He's a string bean, but
at all.
I thought he was a great basketball player.
No.
He beats the Secret Service every time they play him.
No, he wasn't a
Think
great
about
basketball
that.
player.
Think about
His
that.
coaches have come out and said he wasn't that good, and in fact, he was on the bench most of the time. And Obama himself has said he was on the bench because they played white
people.
man's basketball,
Yeah.
is what he said. So if you want to talk about sports, there's nothing in this man's life that he doesn't turn into a racial issue.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to back this up just a little bit.
Okay.
I guess just start it over.
All right. We got nothing but time.
There we go.
Before the awareness was out there, when I was young and played football briefly, there were a couple times where I'm sure that ringing sensation in my head and the needing to sit down for a while might have been a mild concussion, and at the time you didn't think anything of it.
Well, that was the marijuana, Mr. President.
That probably was the marijuana or the cocaine.
Yeah.
Both of which he's admitted to doing. Yeah. So he says, I am sure that that ringing in my head when I had to sit down might have been a mild concussion. I am sure that it might have been.
Well, he is a physician.
Well, he's a doctor of something, right? But
well, he's a Juris Doctorate. Of
Did-
course, he lost his.
can you argue?
He lost his license to practice.
Can you argue with the man when he talks that he may have had some brain damage?
But
I
was
mean,
it from
honestly,
the football or was it from the coke?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Probably the marijuana,
Why is that?
because that's what marijuana does to you.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was more of a harmless recreational drug.
I don't know. I just like to say that because people get pretty uptight about their marijuana.
Well, yeah.
No,
Don't
so-
be bogarting it. All right, so let's continue.
He keeps going. Here we go.
The awareness is improved today, but not by much.
Mm-hmm.
Still, there's more work to do. We've got to have better research, better data, better safety equipment, better protocols. We've got to have every parent and coach and teacher recognize the signs of concussions, and we need more athletes to understand how important it is to do what we can to prevent injuries and to admit them when they do happen. So, right? We have to change a culture that says you suck it up. Identifying a concussion and being able to self-diagnose that this is something that I need to take care of doesn't make you weak. It means you're strong.
Means you're strong if you get nailed in the head and you can't say what day it is or follow the pen with your eyes, but you can diagnose yourself as having a concussion.
Well, I will say that all those things that he mentioned, they're doing, at least in our high school. I announce our high school football games.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, when the kids get hit in the head now, we have trainers that go out there, and we have a doctor on staff, and they give them a very, very good examination. They do lots of tests. They take them out of the game for quite a while. They sit them on the bench, and they evaluate them. And if they think there's any indication, they're out of the game. And, they go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So they have gotten a lot better on that.
Only because of these convening powers that Obama's using.
I think he's about 2 years too late on this because they've been doing this for a couple of years now.
Well, look, the thing
never
is,
miss an
this
opportunity.
isn't an issue that we should be spending money on at the federal government level, first of all. And these different groups, including Obama, trying to tie this to violence and trying to tie it to suicide and things like that. It's
and race.
There's no evidence. And race.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Football's racist because black people get concussions when they play it.
Well, look at how many black players there are compared to white players. It is racist.
Yeah, well, it's not Common Core.
Oh, boy.
All right. That's all I have to say. I just think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. I mean, if they want to waste their time talking about concussions rather than doing something really harmful. But the problem is eventually it's going to come down to, it turns out, after all those years of research, the government couldn't come up with a helmet that eliminated concussions. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get rid of contact sports. There's no other solution. That's it. And that's the end game, is to get rid of competition.
Well, it seems to be that way, isn't it? Or if you do have competition, everybody's a winner.
That's not competition.
So then, yeah, you're right. It's not competition. But they feel like they're competing.
Yeah, for a while.
Let's see. What else? Oh, Obama went to Afghanistan. And apparently...
It was a surprise.
Well, it was a surprise. And I mean, I think he knew it. Maybe he woke up that morning. Hey, by the way,
Hey, where are we going?
Barry, we're going to Afghanistan today. Oh, yeah, I don't want to go there.
Hey, Joe?
There's a war there.
Joe, what are we doing today? A war there that I expanded and didn't stop like I said I would. Anyway, go ahead.
I just want to stay in bed with my shell. Oh, wait a minute. They're not sleeping together. Oh, wait a minute. That's another issue. But oopsie, apparently during the organization there, the White House let it slip that the chief of the CIA in Afghanistan's name was inadvertently included on the lists of all the dignitaries that would be there to the news organizations.
Hey.
And they realized that they made that problem, and then they said, we're going to revise that list, and they, took a Sharpie and
too late.
Scratched out his name.
Quick, get the white out. Joe, Joe, go get the white out. Joe, come on.
Yes, Mr. President. Yes, Mr. President. Anyways, they also we also know what they call the CIA chief in an area is the chief of station. So whenever they talk about chief of station, they're talking about the CIA agent in charge.
Yeah, he was a spy. I mean, let's be clear about that.
He's the highest-ranking spy in the country.
This is not somebody in the country that you want people to know who he is. He's a spy in that country for us.
He was selling hummus and pita bread at a cart.
And now everyone knows who
now
he
everybody knows. Yeah, his business has been great, though. It picked right up after that.
Oh, boy. I bet.
Speaking of food, what about school lunches?
They're delicious. I get a chicken sandwich, and I get a piece of pizza, and then I get French fries as well, and then I get my chocolate milk and some Pepsi.
And then a piece of cake afterwards.
And cake. Always have dessert.
Yeah, I guess Katie Couric did a thingy, big expose on why we're so obese. And
yeah, of course.
And it's because the school lunches are bad.
That's the only reason, is because of school lunches. Because no kid that has ever brought lunch from home was obese, and no kid that went to a private school was obese, and no kid that ate school lunches was skinny. Ever.
And here's the thing: I had a couple of thoughts on this. And one is high fructose corn syrup, invented in the late 40s, early 50s by a Japanese researcher, I believe. Greatest invention in the world. Take corn and you can make this syrup, and you can put it in everything. That's increased a gazillion fold in our food. It's everywhere. You can hardly take any kind of processed food that doesn't have corn syrup in it. But what's really changed, because I remember I went to, when I was in high school, and this was in the late 60s, early 70s, we had mashed potatoes and corn, lots of starches. We had goulash or hamburger gravy, and we had all kinds of high, carb diets, right? And the obesity was very, very little. I mean, there weren't a lot of heavy kids in school in those days. So what's changed? It isn't the food so much as our activity. Kids today don't do anything. As a kid, I remember, you didn't have a lot of internet. You didn't have games. You went outside.
You didn't have a lot of internet. How much did you have? Exactly?
I had very little internet. Okay, in 1969, hardly. You couldn't get anything.
It was
you didn't even have dial-up.
It was hard.
For God's sakes. I mean, you didn't have it.
You'd walk around with your phone for days and never get a signal.
So you rode your bike everywhere, and you went out and you played and you burned calories, and life was a little harder then. I mowed the lawn with a push mower, with the blades, no gasoline engines. Come on, that was high tech. That was the Jetsons. Yeah. I would do weed whacking with little clippers,
scissors.
Yeah. So the activity level has changed a lot. So I think it has a lot to do with it. Our life is just much easier than it ever was. We don't have to do the physical activities that we did even 25 years ago.
Sure.
Lots of kids can't ride bikes today. They don't know how to ride bikes.
But the point with, and you were talking about Katie Couric, this is Michelle Obama's huge push.
Right.
This is her thing.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
She's the leader of school lunches. It's not about obese children like you think.
Well,
not you, but
it's
I mean,
control.
like they're saying. It's about controlling what people eat and controlling everything in their life.
And it's not working. I mean, they've done studies, and a lot of these kids are taking these apples and these oranges, and they're throwing them in the trash. So a lot of this stuff goes in the trash.
It's created a black market for little bags of chips.
Propaganda.
Because capitalism works.
Yeah, but come on. We can educate. We can tell kids what's
No, my point is,
and
even
they do that.
School children realize when there's a demand for something and you have a supply of it,
right,
that it can be beneficial. So there's no more chips in the lunch line. I'll bring in a bag of chips and I'll sell it to my friends and I'll make some money.
I don't know about that.
That is happening.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't heard that. I just heard that they take away
haven't.
a lot of paper sacks from kids because, their turkey sandwiches
Well, that's the other
aren't
thing.
good.
Yeah, you hear children
Where they're
having
banned.
their lunches taken,
Right,
and given a cheese sandwich instead because it's healthier than whatever your mother packed for you.
Now, I'm not saying this is good, but propaganda and advertising works. And if they spent all that money on educating and telling kids about the horrors of obesity and the health risks and how to eat better and make it fun and do it Sesame Street style and stuff.
And how it's not really
worked.
As big of a deal as everybody
Well,
makes it.
it worked. It worked for littering. I remember, the highways were just littered with litter. Littered with litter.
That's weird.
Yeah. And they started doing the don't pollute and give a hoot and all that stuff. And, generally our highways are pretty clean. They actually have people cleaning highways for free now with these Clean a Highway Act. So they could do public service announcements, and they could do a campaign like that they did for smoking and stuff like that.
Or maybe money, stay the hell out of it because federal government doesn't have any business in any of that.
I agree, but if they're going to spend money, spend it on that.
Sure. We're going to take a quick break. I'm Nate. That's Brian over there. This is At Odds, since you've forgotten, because it's been 6 months since Brian was in the country. We'll be right back.
My Parents Open Carry, a program kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you. Then with a spectacular flower arrangement from proflowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And proflowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99, with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive this special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget from proflowers.com/radio, code POKE.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 877-238-6197. Again, 877-238-6197. That's 877-238-6197. 877-238-6197.
150 million people suffer from headaches. All you want is for the pounding in your head to stop. Migralex stops the pounding. Migralex was developed by a neurologist and founder of the New York Headache Center.
I'm neurologist Dr. Alex Mauskop. After studying and researching the human brain for 25 years, I've developed Migralex, which eliminates pounding headaches. It works for my patients, and I'm so convinced it will work for you. I don't just guarantee it, I put my name on it.
Dr. Mauskop's Migralex gets rid of headaches fast without harsh caffeine, sodium, or preservatives.
Migralex works unbelievably fast. And it's gentle on my stomach.
Find out how to get your free bottle of Migralex. Call 800-559-7387. Plus, if you're one of the first 100 callers, you'll also receive the Migralex Quick Tips to Headache Relief absolutely free. That's 800-559-7387. Or go to migralexrelief.com. MIGRALEX relief.com. Or call 800-559-7387.
From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys.
To the At Odd Show with Nate and Brian.
He's creepy.
Yeah, he's really creepy.
I don't know who let him into the studio.
That's
your Uncle Ned, isn't
dogs.
it?
Ned, yeah. Yep.
Good old Ned.
It's good old Uncle Ned.
I don't know if you were aware, but graduations are going on all over the country, right? My daughter got her associate's degree. I'm very proud.
I don't have my clap sound effect, but if I did, I would.
In biology, she graduated summa cum laude with greatest honors in biology. She's going on to Michigan State University to study biology and genetics. She wants to create a super race of people so she can take over the world. Which is a little frightening.
I mean, she watched Pinky and the Brain a lot growing up, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
Pinky.
We're going to take a quick phone call, though. I know where you were going with this. We will get to Obama
all right.
in a second. Thanks for calling At Odds. You're on the air. What's on your mind?
I wanted to call in and be at odds with Brian over his comments about childhood obesity. Whoa, heavens. I don't know what kind of radio you guys listen to. I'm not much of a TV guy, but I hear constant public service ads. Everything from "Be at Dad Today" or "Maya in the Game" and "Salt and Play" and all this stuff. I hear it constantly.
Yeah, a lot of the.
We don't need any more of that stuff.
Yeah, the Play 60 thing that is all over the place with the. I think they teamed up with the NFL and. Yeah, that's a good point. I wish I would have made that point. Is that there is plenty of propaganda out there.
Well, what do you recommend? I mean, is it an issue that we should be concerned about?
I don't believe that it is. I think there are things that are not the government's business. And there are things that, whether they would like to be concerned or it would be nice if they could change, that they can't. I mean, people should have some responsibility in their life for how their life is going and how it's going to go and what they want to do. I mean, look at how successful the campaign against drugs has been.
Well, that's a failure, and I agree with that. Now, but wait a minute now. If you have a lot of obese people, they tend to have more health concerns, and if you have a national health care service, isn't that a concern to keep costs down? I mean, don't you want to do that?
No, because then you have to look at any kind of behavior that you could be at risk at. Everything from riding motorcycles to unsafe sex becomes a concern of the government, as well as what you eat, whether you smoke,
owning firearms,
drugs, or if you stand on your head in high places,
or owning firearms.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I was so angry at a local talk show host that fell into the same trap that Brian's falling into, that, Obamacare's law now, so now what I need to do is fall into the trap that they set for me and say, well, hey, smoking is going to raise my taxes because I have to pay for your smoking, so we need to ban smoking. So if I have to pay for you, then I have to start controlling your life, and that's exactly what nationalized health care is about. And it's sad to see people who generally are 100% on the side of freedom, like Brian, falling into the trap of, no, we need the government to take some action because we can't have obese people because it increases costs. It's ridiculous.
I was playing devil's advocate.
I'm sure you were. Hey, thanks for the call, though.
Great. Wait a minute.
Thanks for giving me the time.
All right. Anything else? All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, he makes a good point. I mean, I understand
I'm sure
that,
you were playing devil's advocate, right, but that is the point. And there is a local talk show host here who I'm going to have words with one day who loves he claims to be conservative now that he's getting popular.
His last initial is G?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it says Ruber right after the G.
Uber.
He starts talking, well, no, I think it's okay to ban smoking in public places because, listen, Obamacare is the law, and I'm going to have to pay for that guy's health care, and so we have to ban smoking because it's unhealthy. That's
and he's
that's the trap they set.
All right.
Don't fall into it.
And he'd fall into that trap as far as firearm ownerships as well.
Absolutely.
Graduation, my daughter. Summa cum laude, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
She wants to take over the world.
Still don't have my clap track, but
why I lock my bedroom door at night? It's kind of scary. Anyways, graduation's all over, and West Point's no different. West Point had a graduation, and they had a keynote speaker, a commencement speaker, who
not a very well-known one.
Well, in certain circles, I think he's well-known.
Yeah,
like the Communist Party and the Progressives Anonymous, and
really well-known in Russia. Really well-known.
Well-known, but not respected.
Liked. Yeah, no, not at
not respected at all.
Much like the entire world, but go ahead. It was Obama, by the way. He was the speaker.
Really? I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, he gave a speech, and some people felt it was inappropriate for West Point, but regardless of whether it was or not, it was enlightening in the fact that, and I agree with some of his points, but he was talking about we can't be the police state of the world. We're going to have to involve a little bit of the UN to help negotiate different troubles around the world, and every time there's a civil war, an uprising, we can't send in troops and draw back. We also
who wanted to send troops to Syria right away? I think it was him. Who's been going to end the wars that we're in every single year of his term since he was elected the first time? I'm pretty sure that was him. I don't think he's done that.
In Gitmo.
And Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
Who was going to close that since before he was elected? I think that was him again.
Well, one of the things that scared me is he was talking about transferring some of the guardianship of our security from military forces to civilian police forces. Now, if you thought
to sort of execute the war on terror,
right?
To root out terrorists,
the war on terror. Where have we heard that before? What's scary is if you thought you lost civil rights and freedoms with the war on drugs, imagine what the war on terror would be, how that would be conducted by a civilian law enforcement. Now, I'm assuming when he says in civilian, he also means, the FBI.
Oh, of course he does.
Department of Agriculture and Department of Education and the IRS.
The IRS, which
all those places.
I mean, I'm surprised he didn't say this because I know he was thinking it.
Oh,
that he's already started this transition to civilian by having the IRS target conservative groups.
Well, and
because
also
those are the terrorists in his mind.
Armored vehicles to every podunk police department in the country.
Yeah, here's a $500,000 gift from the U.S. military.
We're not using them anymore.
Yeah, go ahead and weapons of war have no place on our streets.
Put your logo on the side of that.
Yeah.
Paint it black.
Or don't. It doesn't matter. But weapons of war have no place on our streets.
Except in the hands of the government.
Well, of course, in the hands of the government. It's not a weapon of war. It's a weapon of justice.
So if you parse his speech, there's a lot in there, and it's kind of frightening in some regards. Might be encouraging in other regards.
He also, I don't remember if it was this speech or a separate speech, but I think it was separate, around the same time frame, announced, because he likes to announce the end game for all of these wars that we're in that he claims to try to be winning. He announced that we're going to pull troops back to like under 10,000 in Afghanistan, which isn't enough to do anything.
Well, Biden wanted less as well.
And he's like announcing 5,000. It, and again saying, January 1st or whatever, we're going to do it on this day. So terrorists,
beware. Be patient.
Yeah, there it is.
Train.
All of you sleeper cells, go back to sleep. You can wake up in about a year.
A month before our date, start training again.
We're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you. Then with a spectacular flower arrangement from ProFlowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And ProFlowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99 with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive this special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget from proflowers.com/radio, code POKE.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 877-238-6197. Again, 877-238-6197. That's 877-238-6197. 877-238-6197.
No college degree and mid-career? Make the choice that can make a difference this year with an ITT Technical Institute near you. At ITT Tech, we offer programs of study in fields including information technology, electronics technology, drafting and design, business, criminal justice, nursing, and the growing field of health sciences. And now, ITT Tech is helping reduce the cost of education with a new ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. The scholarship can help lower your education costs dramatically. We've always believed pursuing an education is a sound investment. investment. And now, with the ITT Tech Scholarship, education could be in your future. To find out more about the Opportunity Scholarship at ITT Tech for yourself, just call 800-771-0443. That's 800-771-0443. With the ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. Now, it's your turn. 800-771-0443. How are we doing? For more information about graduation rates, the median data of students who completed the program, please visit programinfo.itt-tech.edu.
At odds with the hosts. Sound off by calling 248-455-6337.
This is Superior Talk Network. Rip the knob off. Oh, I hope it was set at a good volume.
And we're back. I'm Nate. That's Brian over there. This is At Odds, atoddshow.com, facebook.com/atoddshow.com. That's Brian. This is a big picture of Brian messing with crap. Not during the break when nobody can hear him messing with crap, but just after the break. So, Brian, you were saying before the break.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
What was I saying?
All right. What do you want to talk about Snowden? We haven't talked about Snowden in a while.
No.
Oh, the other guy.
Wow.
Oh man, I had something to say about Kokish. We might come back to it.
Yeah.
Kokish is what I call him.
Kokesh.
Edward Snowden still in Russia, and we know why. By the way,
not liking it.
We know why
he
is in Russia.
Why is that?
Because he got to Russia, he had flights lined up to go to Cuba.
They canceled his everything, yeah.
They revoked his passport,
I think we know
he's
that.
stuck.
Right.
He's stuck.
He's a man without a country, which is
I mean, Russia's doing him pretty well.
Well,
Russia's doing all right. Putin said, yeah, I hate Obama, so I'll let you stay there.
Yeah.
You can stay.
Anyways, I just wanted to there was a big interview, first time he talked publicly.
Yeah, with NBC.
And I don't know what
Brian
they
Williams.
paid him. Hopefully they paid him a lot of money for it. But anyways, one of the things that was frightening, and we all assumed that this was true, and he confirmed it, was that, he said, they can own your phone. They can turn it on. They can turn it off. They can use it as a microphone. They can take pictures with it. They can get data off it. He says, generally they do it for a targeted person.
Sure, they do.
They could do it for everybody.
Sure, they do. But they're collecting data on everyone. Completely everyone, but
Right.
Obama promises that it'll never be used for nefarious reasons, and it's secure.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I don't believe that.
I'm going to say something, and you're not going to believe it, but I heard this, and I had a point to make.
Okay.
And then I turned on the radio, and I heard Glenn Beck make the point, and I went, crap, now I can't make the point, but I'm going to anyway.
Sure.
And I'm going to say it like an American, not like a German. Weimar Republic.
Right.
Collected information on gun owners.
That was pre-Hitler.
Pre-Hitler.
Right.
They collected information. Guess what? This information will be kept secret. Don't worry about it.
Right.
We're not going to use it for bad things. We just need to know. We just need to know
Right.
that you're a good person if you own guns. That's it. And then what happened? A worse government, believe it or not, took over.
Right.
And what happened to the people and their guns after this registry was created? So if you want to talk about a gun registry in the United States of America, and we're not going to take your guns. This government may not.
This administration or government
They
might,
may not, even though I think they would love to.
Yeah.
10 years, 5 years, 100 years.
Who knows? Yeah, I
don't know.
I think that's what the fear is, and people don't understand. They go, oh, well, that would never happen in, the United States under this administration or whatever. Well, that may be true. But who knows what's going on down the road?
Yeah.
Well, Williams, during the interview, asked me, he goes, are you saying that they can turn your phones on remotely? He said, yeah.
Yeah.
He says they can also look at all your apps and they can access all your Google history.
Yeah. This, as creepy as it is and as dangerous as it is, isn't surprising at all to me. I mean, I assumed that the government would be able to do these sorts of things because it really can't be that complicated, can it? I mean, when you have access to everything that you need access to because you're the government,
right?
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Yeah, what was I going to say about? I look at power like matter in physics, right? It can't be created or destroyed. It exists. There's only so much of it. So when you give a certain amount of power to the government, you as a civilian lose a certain amount because there's a net no gain, no loss, right? You shift it back and forth. So when the government gains power, the people lose power. When the people gain power, the government loses power. Which one do you want?
Government?
To have what?
Oh,
I don't even,
what?
What?
I don't know. My phone just came on and told me a message.
You're not good at math, are you? Your physics needs some... No, I mean, it's an analogy. But the thing is, every time the government gains power, the people lose
Of course.
power.
Of course.
They give it up. Okay, well, Snowden, good guy, bad guy, we don't know yet.
Well, we're never going to know, are we?
Well, certainly the government looks at him as
Can you imagine
traitor.
any scenario where it ends up that everybody thinks that Snowden's a good guy, he's back in the United States living a normal life, and he's a good guy?
Or even they comes back as a hero and they erect statues in his name.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll see.
it depends. Judge Napolitano ice cream guy.
Oh, boy.
You know, he said the founding fathers were traitors, right? I mean, they fought against the British. They broke laws. They won everything.
Is Stone going to start a new country over there in Russia?
I don't know.
Is that what you're saying?
But as long as you're on the winning side, you're heroes. And if you're on the losing side, you get hung and you're a traitor. So,
Yeah.
Anyways, real quick, I just wanted to mention this because I think we should do it. Italy, apparently,
No, you don't.
has added to their GPD, their gross domestic product.
GDP. You're not real good at English, are you?
Oh, I typed it wrong too. Gross domestic product. They added their black market illicit businesses. Now it has to be an estimate because it's not reported, but they're starting to they're saying well, we know that there's so much money made in prostitution, so much money made in drugs, there's so much money made in selling illicit black market things. We're going to include that in our GDP.
Well, look, the pot industry, like in California, pays federal income tax.
Right, that should be
So, I mean, it
included.
is reported.
That
and
probably
is included.
That probably is. But they're talking about illicit. That's an illegal, or that is a legal activity in California.
Like
anyways.
kickbacks to solar companies or to campaigns from solar companies after they get tax money for the solar company.
Kickbacks to congressmen,
to,
for passing certain bills and things like that. If we included that, U.S. might be on top again. Anyways, Common Core. Lots of people have been talking about Common Core. As good as bad propaganda. It's this, it's that.
Completely,
I suspected
completely
it was
state run.
I think it's state run. I think it's propaganda. I think it's progressive. I think it's communistic.
I meant big ass state.
Yeah,
like Michigan. Like
big ass state is like federal.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
When you talk about the state
No.
is the
no.
Yeah.
No, look it up. I'm gonna look at the.
Go ahead.
Look at the Michigan seal, state of Michigan. It says.
Let's look at Dr. David Pook's admission that Common Core's goal is to invoke white privilege and to knock down the white people in favor of everyone else. Now,
this was him at a town hall or some sort of thing.
Even though 20% of the population is not white and 80% is white. But yeah, it was a town hall meeting of some sort, and he admits why he helped write Common Core.
I'm not paid to be here either. I'm just an interested teacher who helped write the standards. And the reason why I helped write the standards and the reason why I am here today is that as a white male in society, I'm given a lot of privilege that I didn't earn. And as a result, I think it's really important.
Well, the crowd went.
It's really important that all kids get an equal opportunity to learn how to read. And I think I had decided advantages as a result of who I was, not being any choice of mine. And when I walk into places like Roberto Clemente High School on the west side of Chicago, I think it's really important that those kids learn how to read just as well as I had the opportunity to read. And in creating an equitable educational opportunity for all kids, I think this is actually the greatest civics lesson we can teach our kids.
This is a theme that these people want us to teach our children, is that we should apologize for being white because it's not fair. We were born white, and so we don't have to work for anything.
I didn't have to work for anything I got.
I've never worked.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
where do you go for 12 hours a day?
Nappy
time. I think you and I both agree that yes, people should be taught how to read, right? And I don't know that non-whites get taught any better than white people. But it's not so much teaching them to read, it's what they are reading.
Yeah.
That's an issue. When they try to revise history, when they talk about the amendments and turn them around into communistic progressive themes, that's where I have an issue. If you want to teach them to read, teach them about, Tom, Dick, and Harry. Sally met Harry, and they went to the beach. You don't say that the American revolutionary founding fathers were terrorists, and that the Second Amendment allows the militias to own firearms.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of the issue there.
It's Common Core is something to look into. If you don't know what it is, we talked about it quite a bit on the last show. It's not good. It just, in general, is not good. I mean, sure, some schools are implementing it because they have to, and they're kind of doing a decent job with what they can, but it's nationalized education. It's one size fits all. This is what everybody's going to learn,
right,
and everyone's going to come out the other end looking the same shape.
Well,
and
that's what they
not
would
what
love.
we want in education.
But there is some pushback. There are a lot of school districts, a lot of states that are rejecting Common Core, so... All right. Really, that's where education should be at the local level, right?
It is. Let's take a quick break. Brian over there, Nate over here. We'll be right back.
Red State Talk Radio.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 877-238-6197. Again, 877-238-6197. That's 877-238-6197. 877-238-6197.
No college degree and mid-career? Make the choice that can make a difference this year with an ITT Technical Institute near you. At ITT Tech, we offer programs of study in fields including information technology, electronics technology, drafting and design, business, criminal justice, nursing, and the growing field of health sciences. And now, ITT Tech is helping reduce the cost of education with a new ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. The scholarship can help lower your education costs dramatically. We've always believed pursuing an education is a sound investment. And now, with the ITT Tech Scholarship, education could be in your future. To find out more about the Opportunity Scholarship at ITT Tech for yourself, just call 800-771-0443. That's 800-771-0443. With the ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. Now, it's your turn. 800-771-0443. How are we doing? For more information about graduation rates, the median data of students who completed the program, please visit programinfo.itt-tech.edu.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you. Done with a spectacular flower arrangement from ProFlowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And ProFlowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99, with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive this special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget from proflowers.com/radio, code POKE.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle. with Nate and Brian.
And we're back. I'm Nate. That's Brian over there. He's getting attacked.
The bar dogs.
By the bar dogs. But this is At Odds.
This is Brian being attacked by bar dogs.
Wow. All right.
Oh,
so
boy.
Where were we? You want to talk about...
Well, we had a great...
Something really
We had
sad.
a great American poet, Maya Angelou, pass away. Had a remarkable life, written reams of books and poetry, actress, singer. She was quite talented.
And she just...
Very gentle soul.
Big fan of freedom.
Well, I think so.
I don't.
I don't know.
Anyway.
So I was listening to the Diane Rehm show like I do every day.
The most exciting radio show you can imagine, by the way.
And I'm going to tell you that we're going to be the only semi-conservative talk show in the country that will have this,
because it's so exciting.
This soundbite, but this is Maya's view on guns and gun ownership. So we're going to talk about, and she's talking about her mom.
You had to have understood her power in that
I
situation.
cannot contain my excitement.
That's Diane Reams.
Owned a gun.
Yes, she did. At
So
least
you
one.
At least one. At least
grew
one.
up with guns around you. What's your feeling about guns now?
Well, I still feel that a woman alone, in a house alone, needs some sort of protection, especially as people they're doing house interventions and house break-ins and taking such advantage. Look at the 3 women we're just finding. Just in the last few days.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I think a woman, for me, if somebody wants to come into my house unwelcome, uninvited, I'd say to the person, I have not bothered you. I do my best for everybody, black or white, fat or thin. I do my best to do the kind thing. And you're going to come in my house and take advantage of me? I hope not. For your sake. Don't do it, please. No. Because by the time I call 911 and get some help out there, I can be already hurt. And I will not do it. I will not take that chance.
I understand.
See, she got it. She's saying, they break in, I'm going to be real nice and be like, please.
Yeah, I don't agree with
for
that.
For your sake, don't come in here.
Yeah.
Because she knows that she can call the cops. That's great. But they're not going to get there to help her.
Right.
So what she was alluding to and never
She's
said,
trying to be politically correct.
Because obviously the liberal, really, really exciting talk show host shows that she was on doesn't like guns.
Right.
So she didn't want to say, of course I have a gun. Of course
I'm going to shoot
women
those
should have
honkies
guns.
right down and bust them down.
Well, I don't think she would have said that.
She's got a brother, too. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot you, Mr.
Oh, boy.
Or Mrs. or whoever's breaking into my house.
The views expressed by Brian do not necessarily correlate with the views of anybody.
Well, only the intelligent and the informed. Yeah. Anyways, my point was she wasn't anti-gun. She understood the value of having a gun for home defense, at least.
Yeah,
and
which
says,
is good.
She's not afraid to use it either.
That's rare from a liberal arts professional, I think.
A poet.
Yeah, a poet.
She could write well, not anymore. She can't. She's passed away.
Yeah.
Maybe she has a poem about guns. I don't know.
I really doubt that.
I doubt it, too.
Yeah, I doubt that. I remember reading some of her work. I don't remember any of it because it's not interesting.
It's really
but
female-oriented.
Apparently
right.
Apparently she was pretty good. I mean, a lot of people like her.
She had a nice voice.
I had a humanities or liberal arts, whatever class I had to take in college. The professor that showed us only the sex scenes from Jerry Maguire. It was weird. She fast-forwarded to those scenes and then played those scenes and then fast-forwarded. It had nothing to do with what we were learning, but she loved Maya Angelou. Lou, whatever.
Maya Angelou.
Yeah, that. And so, I mean, whatever. But
she loved what? Oh, we got to
take a quick break. And
we'll be back with fast food.
WRS Digital, Cleveland, Tennessee.
If you're living with diabetes and have Medicare or private insurance, here is some great news. Call United States Medical Supply today, and we'll send you the smallest glucose meter in the world, absolutely free. So small, it fits right on the bottle of strips. And if you call now, we'll also send you this stylish full-featured meter at no charge. That's 2 free meters. You can keep one in your pocket and leave the other one at home.
You can even hook it up to your computer so your doctor can track your results.
United States Medical Supply also delivers prescription medication right to my door, so I don't have to go to the drugstore anymore.
Don't let diabetes get in the way of living. Give us a call today at United States Medical Supply and get the smallest meter in the world for free. Call today.
Call 800-314-2626. 800-314-2626. That's 800-314-2626. Call today.
America's premier grassroots conservative talk radio network.
Red State Talk Radio.
If you're diabetic, this message could change your life. Is your blood sugar out of control even when you do all the right stuff? Are you afraid of diabetic blindness and the risk of amputation, as well as all those other side effects? Well, you should be. Is there anything that could help manage your blood sugar? Nobetes is a natural supplement that may quickly and dramatically lower your blood sugar.
My name is Bob Corder. I've been using Nobetes for about 3.5 to 4 months now, and in the first 3 months, I've actually lowered my blood sugars from 500s down to 139, and then it dropped to 88 to 93.
My name is Kirsten. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and while taking Nobetes, my blood sugar levels dropped from 295 to 115 in just 1 day.
The FDA hasn't evaluated these statements, and Nobetes isn't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But for many, it's helped drop their blood sugar. So if you've been evaluated with high blood sugar, don't delay. Evaluate Nobetes now. Call 800-554-7159 and get 2 bottles free. Just cover shipping and handling. Call 800-554-7159. That's 800-554-7159.
Red State Talk Radio. Real radio for real Americans.
Hi, this is Primo Mondoni, host of the Red State Town Hall and general manager at Red State Talk Radio. I'm here to tell you about a great web hosting deal from Volunteer Web Hosting, a company that I started way back in 2003. Not only do we have personal web hosting plans starting at only $5 per month, for a limited time, you can take advantage of all the features of our Gold web hosting plan, yet you only pay the Silver plan rate. That's a savings of $5 per month. To take advantage of this special offer, visit the RedStateTalkRadio.com website, click on our ad, give us your contact information, and I will personally contact you to discuss your web hosting needs. How's that for personal service? I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.
Tune in to Red State Talk Radio, the new media's talk monster for grassroots, common sense, conservative talk radio.
That's what freedom is all about.
Red State Talk Radio, WRS Digital, Cleveland, Tennessee.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Paraswabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is John Greenhut, the CEO of Paraswabs. And if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Paraswabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Paraswabs risk-free, call 1-800-925-9963. That's 1-800-925-9963. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends, family, and coworkers talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-925-9963. That's 1-800-925-9963.
Tune in to Red State Talk Radio, the new media's talk monster for grassroots.
That's what freedom is all about.
Common sense.
I would be willing to use waterboarding.
Conservative talk radio.
Big spending, liberal.
Red State Talk Radio. WRS Digital, Cleveland, Tennessee.
Commerce.
And we're back. Hey, you like what do I want to say? Mexican food?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I like Mexican food.
Hispanic food? Mexican food?
Yeah, I do. Why?
Chipotle?
Burritos. I was going in order of our prep sheet, and now you got me all flustered.
That's all right. Because the other was Jack in the Box. They did it first. There was an open carry of long guns in Texas because that's the only guns they can open carry.
There you go.
They go into Jack in the Box. Everything's hunky-dory, and all of a sudden Jack in the Box comes out with a national policy. We don't want guns in our stores.
Guns at all, period. No guns.
Blah, blah, blah. And then, 3 days later, they're robbed several times.
Coincidence, and obviously
Chipotle,
we don't have any evidence at all other than all of the actual criminals who have testified to this, that a criminal will look for a target that they think has the least possibility of putting up resistance, i.e. a business that they know bans firearms, so law-abiding citizens will not be carrying guns in there.
Not as likely.
Because it's this really weird thing where criminals don't follow the rules. It's really weird how that works. So you put up a sign that says no guns, like Schuler Bookstore did here in Michigan. It's a local Michigan thing. They won't get any more of my money, but they put up a no weapon sign and think that it's going to keep criminals out.
And
it's not.
It doesn't work, does it?
It's not. It doesn't work. So the real issue, Chipotle, in Texas again, Dallas, Texas, where, if you're not familiar with Texas law, you have a couple of choices for carrying a gun. One is pay a tax to the government and get their permission to conceal a handgun. You cannot open carry a handgun at all. Conceal a handgun after you pay a bunch of money. Or the only more closer to freedom way to carry a gun is to open carry a rifle or a shotgun.
Right.
So if you're, 19 years old and still deserve the ability to protect yourself, you're going to have to open carry a long gun. And a couple people did this, right, in Chipotle. More than a couple, but there's two that became the poster boys of everything evil about guns. Carried a couple guns into Chipotle. There's a picture of them. They're not dressed that well. They don't look that great. Okay. And Chipotle bans guns because of the pushback by the groups on the other side who use the pictures of these guys. So Moms Demand Action, Every Town for America, whatever, petition Chipotle to get them to ban guns, essentially, is what happened.
Well, they're claiming victory, but I think it was an easy decision because I think almost any organization where the leadership is somewhat liberal and anti-gun, the easiest cop-out way is just say, we respect your rights, but we don't want guns here.
Yeah, and there you go. And that's the annoying thing that I'm seeing.
Because there are other corporations that do follow state law and do respect individuals' right to carry.
Walmart.
Yeah, Lowe's,
Home Depot.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
There's some food, yeah. So
that's one of the big things that I keep seeing over and over from gun rights advocates is that Chipotle wasn't anti-gun before this happened, that these two guys that carried these long guns in there made Chipotle anti-gun.
Yeah, I don't
That's ridiculous. If that was true, if somebody came into your store and caused problems, you're going to kick those people out. Right? You're not going to make a blanket rule policy for your entire corporation that bans people.
Unless you're looking for an excuse to do that.
Exactly.
And if
exactly
you're anti-gun,
right.
you can do that.
Exactly. And I think the big problem here, the big problem that doesn't seem to want to be addressed is not that you carrying a long gun, a rifle around on your back, is making moms demand action stronger. Because that's the argument, is that when you carry a gun like that and a picture gets taken of you, you're giving a voice to the anti-gun groups. You're making what they say make sense to people. That's not it. What the real issue is that the supposed gun rights organizations, NRA, I'm looking at you mostly because you're the biggest, will join the anti-gun groups in demonizing these people that carry a long gun. Have you seen the NRA?
We eat our young.
Have you seen the NRA speak out saying, no, these two that carried these rifles, they may not have looked the best, but that is their right. They were doing what they needed to do to protect themselves. Smart or not is a different story. Will you stop doing that?
I'll try.
I don't know what I was saying, though. That was really obnoxious.
I'm sorry. The NRA, eating our own young, criminalizing and agreeing with the anti-guns, and they're really not pro-gun
that's
people.
exactly what's giving them the voice, is that you have people like the NRA and some local Michigan groups, for sure, that are joining the voices of the anti-gun groups that are saying, we can't open carry long guns. And then the people that are supposedly on the side of gun rights are saying, that's right, we shouldn't open carry long guns. So now you have a full circle of people demonizing somebody who's just actually exercising their rights and actually doing what they need to do to protect themselves and to enjoy the freedom that they should have. The Second Amendment, if we're going to go with the Second Amendment and ignore the whole natural rights thing, Second Amendment doesn't say that you have the right to carry a handgun. And the other thing, there are people in Michigan in the open carry movement who are making the exact same arguments against long gun open carry, Brian, that you and I experienced them making about just handgun open carry, which was the exact same arguments made against shall issue for concealed carry permits. It's the same argument over and over and over again, and we're not going to make any progress by A, banning the discussion within your group about something that is legal and is the epitome of freedom, and B, demonizing people who either choose to or are forced to, because of regulations, exercise those rights and actually enjoy a bit of freedom.
Right.
It's frustrating. I don't know why people don't see this. I'm not saying that what these guys did in Chipotle was a good idea. An AR-15 inside of a Chipotle is not the most effective tool for self-defense.
But if
no
it's
way.
The only one,
but if it's the only one that you have, the only one that you legally can carry, then it is the best. The best gun is the gun that you have control of.
In hand, yeah.
There's no way around that. And it's just it's frustrating. Now, I will say there are a couple local Michigan groups, Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners, and now finally Michigan Open Carry, who have started to allow, and Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners actually embracing and leading a discussion within the gun community about long gun open carry and whether it helps or hurts the cause, how to do it, when to do it, why to do it.
And supporting actually open carry of a handgun in a case on
Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners.
Trespassing.
Great job jumping on that one. I wish the other groups would get off their butts and maybe help out in that, because it seems clear that it's a case that can set precedents and help. So donate some money to Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners if you are anywhere and care about gun rights to their legal defense fund. I think they're doing a good job on this one. But they are leading, and it's sad that they're the ones leading this, but they seem to be leading the movement to at least discuss all forms of gun freedom.
Right. Freedom and rights. We're either free or we're not.
Exactly.
You're either for gun rights or you're not.
Yeah, you can't be.
You shouldn't. Pick
you can't. Well, I support gun rights, but if you don't carry concealed, you're crazy, and you shouldn't be able to do that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
Or I support
It's
gun
ridiculous.
rights, but not open carry. It should be concealed.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I support gun rights, but you should be forced to get a license
or better
to carry
yet,
a gun outside of your
I
home.
support gun rights, but I don't see why they should be carried in a school or in an airport or a bar or whatever.
Yeah, right. Or anywhere that there's
So
children.
They agree, with all these restrictions. It just doesn't make any sense.
That brings us, let's talk a little bit. We've got about 5 minutes left. We blew right through our break there, so sorry about that. But let's talk about the shooting in California. There was a mass shooting. A lot of people shot with a gun. There was a gun used in murders in California with bullets and a gun.
Yes.
Used.
And also?
Well, I mean, a couple of people got killed with a knife. I mean, the same number of people got killed with a knife as with a gun, but I mean, some people got killed with a gun.
And even more got injured with
hit with a car. Okay, so I mean, by now you know this story. It's not a new story, but it's still out there. This crazy guy, who, by the way, California, one of the strictest states for gun laws. Right. He legally purchased it within the state of California, used 10-round magazines in the state of California.
He did everything lawful. He possessed all those guns
he
lawfully.
Was still a nutcase. Right. Still a nutcase. Driving a BMW, being sad he wasn't rich, which blows my mind. Hates women because they won't have sex with them.
This is a case where this poor kid needed help, was recognized by the parents, and actually called the police. And the police came out, talked to the guy, and the guy convinced the police that no problem.
What should they have done?
Yeah,
they definitely should not, because the guy said if the police had walked into my bedroom, it would have been game over.
Right,
but they shouldn't have, and I'm glad they didn't.
Right. I agree.
And that's a tough thing to say, and it sounds horrible.
To
but
deal with that, but
that's not what they should do. There's several other things that could have helped avoid this situation.
Because we've seen other cases where somebody said, "Oh, I feel depressed," and the next thing you know, the police are on the door, knocking the door down, taking all his guns away from him because, you're going to kill yourself or somebody else because you're depressed. And here's a case where the kid really needed help, and the parents didn't do anything. So,
well, I mean, his dad was busy going around directing films, right? I think he was directed Hunger Games.
Yeah,
was it pretty popular violent
He was
film.
an assistant producer or something like that.
Okay, whatever it was. Yeah. I mean, and so there's that.
But he was in the entertainment business. The parents were divorced, so the mother wasn't around, the father wasn't around. This kid was sort of left dangling out there, spoiled.
Yeah, for sure spoiled, but he was bitter that his mom didn't marry into wealth, and instead she was selfish and had to work for what she had. So, I mean, everything about this guy comes from liberalism. I mean, really, he's in California, except he had guns. And these women
he wasn't old enough to vote, was he? Because he would have voted for Obama.
He was 22.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and I'm sure he did. I don't know if he voted. He probably didn't care about it. He was too busy trying to have sex
might not have been
with girls that didn't want to, and so he had to get revenge on them. And then, of course, what's that get turned into? It gets turned into a movement of, well, we need to use this as a learning experience and know that all women are harassed.
Face this every day.
All women face this every day. Discrimination, all of them. Which I don't really buy it. Everybody faces some sort of negative, thing in their life. Of course they do. Right. But to kind of turn this to say that men are monsters and that all men are bad, I mean, that's not even right. And to call this a gun issue is ridiculous.
And to blame the NRA, no matter what, NRA is always demonized. But what people don't realize, the history of the NRA, is that they've written almost all of the major gun control laws in this country since the 1930s. The NRA is probably one of the more anti-gun groups out there. And people don't understand that. And, they squashed open carry in Florida. They tried to squash it in Oklahoma. They're not helping with it in Texas. So to say that the NRA is responsible for this is ludicrous.
Yep. And something else that's weird. I went to I wasn't banned somehow from the Moms Demand Action Michigan page.
I thought you were.
And Dad, by the way, I'm sorry that you got banned because of your last name. I apologize for that, but I hadn't been banned yet. So I saw that they had a post that we need to do something about guns because these women were killed by this shooter.
Right.
And I posted, honestly innocent, because I thought this was something we could agree on.
Right.
Let's not forget about the victims that were stabbed or what, attacked with a blade or whatever I said. And of course that didn't fit their agenda, so they deleted it and banned me. And that was really all I posted on there.
Right.
Was something that you would think that these despicable human beings would be able to agree with. That dead is dead, and if we're going to feel for one of them, we should feel for all of them.
Right.
It's ridiculous, but we are out of time. I want to thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week, I hope, if Brian doesn't decide to run to Mexico. I don't know if he will or not, but...
Depends on what the court says.
All right. See you next week.
Bye-bye.